What is up, guys? This is going to be my review for Black Lightning Season 1, Episode 4, titled Black Jesus. This video is a week late because I wasn't able to make this review until today, and because of that, I will upload this and Episode 5 at the exact same time, the reviews I mean. And another reason I didn't make this review last week is because it was difficult for me to find something to talk about for this review, because this was such a uneventful episode that there was really nothing to talk about. The only things that happened were, one, Black Lightning found out about Greenlight, and two, Tobias Whale went and visited Khalil and told him to help him with Black Lightning, or something like that. But those are the only things that happened in this episode, so it was pretty difficult to find something to talk about. That is also why this is going to be a pretty short review. There's really nothing much to talk about, and that is this episode feels like a filler episode. Really, not much happens. It's not a filler episode because there are things that do happen that contribute to the story, but you compare this episode to the next episode, and it's a huge difference. The next episode has so many things going on, I mean, and it's not fair to compare this episode to that episode, because if I was reviewing this last week, I wouldn't have known. But sucks for this episode. But compared to the next episode, it's just really bad. It's not terrible. There's nothing really bad about it. The only thing that's bad about it is that nothing happens and there's nothing to talk about, which is why this is a short review, and which is why I'll give it a low score, because not only was it uneventful and pointless, it was also really boring because of it. Like I said, though, this episode did give Tobias Whale something to do in visiting Khalil, and this episode was the first episode where Tobias Whale became more than just a mob boss, because he actually became a pretty two-dimensional character in this episode, which is the only thing this episode has going for it. But with the introduction of Tori Whale, Tobias' sister, there is something to it, and the whole thing with Lady Eve, it makes him a little bit more two-dimensional, and the thing where he visits Khalil is the first thing he's done this season that's actually interesting. Until now, he's just been regular mob boss, which I really don't like. I hate it when mob bosses kill or torture or injure the people who work for them, because why? I don't get it. It doesn't really instill fear. It just makes them not want to work for you, which I just hate that. But in this episode, he definitely became, he got something, at least something to do visiting Khalil, and even though it doesn't pay off in the next episode, it is still that's not something on this episode, something on the next episode. So it is still something for this episode. It's really the only thing this episode has going for it. It fleshes out Tobias Whale's character a little bit more. And that's the whole review. It's a very short review because there's really nothing else to talk about. But in conclusion, I thought this episode was pretty boring and uneventful. Other than Tobias Whale's storyline, everything else was just nothing. Jefferson just found out about Greenlight, and that was it. There was some side stuff with Gamby, but we don't really know what that is yet, so whatever. So with that in mind, with the fact that there's only like really one good storyline in this episode, I'll give the episode a 6.5 out of 10. And I feel like I'm being a little generous there because it was a really boring episode. But let me know what you thought about the episode in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And also in the description, there is my review for episode 5, so check that out. Thanks for watching.